Hi everyone, it's Simon here with a review of Colour Slayer. Colour Slayer is a endless runner game masquerading as a rhythm action game, available on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita as cross-buy, as well as PC. I was interested in this game because I thought it would be just a rough around the edges rhythm action game, but it's not at all. This game is procedurally generated, clue number one, and yes, you're playing down an endless track with a lady with two lightsabers, and they correspond to different colours and therefore different trigger buttons on your controllers. As enemies come towards you, you'll need to avoid the white ones and then trigger the right button to hit the lightsaber to kill the colour coordinated enemies that are coming towards you. Occasionally you'll also get like a purple barrier that will then provide more than two different types of enemies. You'll get 4 to choose from, and the whole environment will change to that colour that you need to then move to and hit to continue. You have 3 hearts, and each time you hit a coloured enemy, or run through a coloured enemy, you'll lose a heart. If you hit a white enemy, you will die instantly and it's game over. Your scores are related to an online leaderboard, which is fine. You also have like a gross total of score across all of the time that you've ever played the game, which was an interesting feature, and that ties entirely into all of the trophies and achievements that are related for each platform of the game. Essentially, you're just totting up the distance that you've travelled and the points that you've gained over time. It takes a couple of hours to get the platinum if you are a trophy hunter. However, this game is pure hell to play, and I can't recommend it if you're actually looking for a proper gameplay experience. The first issue of this game is that the animation for actually slashing and killing an enemy is longer than the gap between the enemies, if that makes sense. So you have to plan things in advance and go early because there's no rhythm and line up between the gameplay speed and the actual animation length. So when you get enemies come towards you, and quite often they're in groups of 4, you have to go super early on the first one, because by the time you get to the 4th one, the game's kind of caught up with like the hit point of where you'll start to lose a point. And quite often the 4th one won't trigger, and so you'll lose a heart. Now thankfully hearts seem to just come along all the time. It's almost as if the game knows that it's not being fair, but it's a real frustration to play because it takes you out of any kind of rhythm element as you go along. The also problem is that because it's procedurally generated, it doesn't reflect at all on any of the music that's going on. And the music has all been taken from a YouTube channel, I'm assuming in some kind of collaboration to promote the music, which features 90s dance and rave type music that's super cheesy, not very inventive, not very melodic. They feel like rejects from a Dance Dance Revolution game, but like the pretend version of a Dance Dance Revolution game, and it didn't even get that far. So the music just doesn't correspond with any of the charts that were going on, and I really wish that Colour Slayer had actually done a chart to each music, like a proper rhythm game, and then the game would have had some kind of personality, because that's what's sorely lacking. This feels just like an asset cleanse, where someone's just yoinked free stuff, put it all together and stuck this YouTube channel's music on top and then gone, there we go, game, buy my album, because it feels so lackluster. Add to that the PlayStation Vita version also crashes every 10 to 12 minutes because it doesn't seem to be able to take the fact that you can go on and play for that length of time, and then it just kind of memory blops out. There is no reason to get invested in this game whatsoever, and I cannot recommend it. I hope that was informative and interesting. It's not very often I leave really damning reviews, but I was really disconnected from this game and experience, and I don't recommend it at all. Thank you very much for watching. Any comments or suggestions, please leave them down below. In the meantime, happy gaming. Bye.
This channel is just one of my many projects that cover games, music and film. If you enjoy any of these and would consider supporting me to develop further in the future, you can do so by visiting patreon.com/Satorimon. Thank you for your time and for watching the video.